Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So we're getting quite into winter now, and I want to try and insulate this greenhouse as much as possible to keep growing in here throughout the winter. When I built this greenhouse to try and level it, I've ended up with some gaps at the top of the edge of the greenhouse. Now they work well because they serve as vents for me in the summer, but in the winter it makes this place freezing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start preparing this greenhouse for winter. I'm going to give it a good clean and I'm going to start filling up these gaps. But before I fill up these gaps, what I need to do is I've got all these cobwebs in everywhere. So I need to give it a bit of a dusting. So my wife's made me a little duster out of a towel and a stick. So let's give just give it a little dusting. And the only reason that I'm doing this is because I'm going to tape the bubble wrap onto the plastic. And if that dust and cobwebs is there, it's not going to stick on. I'm not going to take them all down, the ones that I don't need to take down now. I'm just going to remove the ones that I do. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some bubble wrap. I've got some loads of bubble wrap left over from packaging that arrives. We've just wrapped it up and we've just kept it because we know it always comes in handy, this stuff. You can get rid of it when it comes, but there's always a use for it at some point. So I'll estimate it by eye like that. As always, I'm not the most scientific person in the world, so that'll do me. Okay, I should have made it a little bit bigger so I could have covered it all up in one piece. And you're laughing at me again. See, my wife just told me off for me saying that I'm good enough to measure these things by eye. I get these tellings off every now and then. It's good because it helps keep you grounded. Now, if this was a glass greenhouse, one of the things that you could do to keep the greenhouse warmer is line the panes, all the inside panes of the glass with bubble wrap, and it'll let some light in, but it'll keep the greenhouse a lot warmer. But because this is twin wall polycarbonate, I'm not gonna do that because it's already got that second coat of insulation anyway. And all I want to do is keep the draft out. And at the moment I'm getting a pretty big draft, so I just want to stop that. If I can stop that, then I think I've won. So some greenhouse maintenance for the winter is to make sure you get it nice and clean. If you're going to try and grow in here, you want as much light to be able to get into the greenhouse as possible. Now what happens over the growing season is that dirt and algae builds up, especially on these plastic greenhouses. And to get that off, you need to give it a good clean every now and then. I mean, there are a few mistakes I made with this when I built this greenhouse. These polycarbonate sheets come with these plastic casings at either end. Now I left the plastic casing on at the bottom. Now what happens with that is dirt can get in and water can get in. And tape is good if it's at the top because it stops dirt getting in. But if it's at the bottom, what happens is that the water gets in and it hasn't got an escape route, just like that. See how much water's just in there? And then what will happen is the algae will build up in there and it'll just fill up with algae. And then the whole plastic sheeting will turn green and no light will get through. So what I should have done was I should have taken that tape off the bottom end when I built this greenhouse. So if anyone is going to use this sort of stuff to build a greenhouse, then that's the way. Make sure you take this off first at the bottom end. So all I'm doing is I've just got some washing up liquid that I'm cleaning with. Yeah. And I've got a tub of water. So I'm just going to make sure that it's nice and clean all the way around on the sides all over the top. Just clean that off. See how much dirt has built up onto the roof of this greenhouse. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sweeping brush, and if you just use one of those soft sweeping brushes and just give that a good clean. So first get the washing up liquid or whatever you're using, your detergent. Try and use as mild a stuff as possible. Get the stuff on and then come back a few minutes later and give it a good scrub. Handy thing about having a compost pile in the greenhouse. Just dump everything in here. So what I want to do is I want to try and get as much of this stuff off the roof as possible, so I can have maximum light penetration into here. Did plant a few seeds in here, so some lettuce is starting to germinate in my hotbed. But one of the sad things is I came in here this morning and I found two holes, one dug there and one dug in here. So it looks like there's been some rats that have moved into my hotbed, and they dug quite a few big holes and messed up my whole hotbed. So I've tried to fix it the best I can. So I want maximum light into here. So I want to clear as much from this bean vine as possible. So because I want to keep growing in here, that's why I've given it this nice clean inside and out. So we've given it a good scrub inside and out so we can let maximum light into here, because I want my plants are starting to germinate and I want them to get the best chance as possible. I think what I've done is I've knackered my thermometer. It's got wet and it's just turned off, so that's not ideal because I was keeping a diary of what the temperatures were like in here. I'm a bit disappointed with that, but what can you do? It's one of those things. I'm going to leave it there for this one. Do me a favour, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and make sure you ring that bell, otherwise you don't get the notifications when I put a video out. I'll leave it there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.